Fortnite is back. Fortnite is back after 5 years. A huge win for publishers against the evil that is Apple. The evil dictator has now been squashed. You know, they have been acting at odds with mobile game publishers since the fucking very beginning, right? And I believe that the publishers are the ones that helped build this fucking platform. Now, to be clear, and I want to clarify my view on this because I've said this a million times, the publishers owe Apple and Google a huge, huge debt by creating this ecosystem, because before that, it was jammed at on like a gajillion phones. Every fucking manufacturer had their own OS. Like, it was not going to be the industry that it is today under that rubric, just clearly. Like, let's be clear on this point. And so they created a workable platforms, and they deserve some credit and also some financial windfalls from that. But Apple abused this goodwill from the very fucking beginning, you know, making Discovery, the store was a fucking disaster on the redesign. They put together these requirements for metal, which made no fucking sense in order to like create obsolescence of the hardware. They were absolutely bullies to the development community for years and years, right? Exercising their authority in every aspect of this business. And then most recently is AT&T creating this privacy thing that was complete fucking bullshit and kicking the publishers in the balls, okay? Like, that is their legacy, right? In terms of how they've dealt with us, right? And the key part of this whole thing is that they never really provided an ongoing service that was justified the 30%. Like, they didn't make any investments in Game Center in terms of, you know, discovery, like fixing the fucking store, like nothing, really nothing besides providing a platform, right? And so thanks to Epic for their efforts here and the insane financial commitment to making this thing happen for this lawsuit, which I think has been going on for 5 years now, right? You know, since it was pulled from the store.
Over $100 million in legal fees is what I saw.
I mean, Tim fought the good fight, dude. Like, I got mad props to him. He set up a whole fucking organization and legal team to fucking fight this thing at Epic. So good for him. Now, it is possible that Apple wins on appeal and they'll have to pull down Fortnite, but I think that the cat is kind of out of the bag, right? Apple will have to acknowledge that they have lost, because in essence, they had been a bad actor for over a decade in the space, you know, like, just fucking give it up, you know? So for me, I've been doing a lot of analysis around this, talking to a lot of people about what this means for the ecosystem, but I'm not going to go into that right now. But I think what their response is, the power response, is just to reduce the fee, right? If they do, they may not do this until they see real traction from third parties and people moving off the store. But I think they could put a fucking cork in it pretty quickly if they brought it down to like 15 to 20%, because then the switching costs will be relatively high, right? And I think they kind of do justify, you know, a premium over, you know, the transaction fee. And that would be in the 12 to 15 to 20% range, you know? So anyway, I think that would probably be the move here, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm so happy for Epic. I 100% appreciate what he had tried to accomplish. It seemed like an absolutely impossible task, you know, when it first started, but I think he has become victorious. And the last point I'll make is that with this ruling, it just gives the power and momentum for the DMA and the UK agencies and Europe agencies to basically initiate these same type of rulings where everyone's going to be able to do this around the world. But we're far away from that. We'll also have Japan and Korea, obviously, are in a different situation as well. So these changes are in the US only, right? So this Fortnite is only available in the US. So this has to move nationwide, worldwide, to get the real impact.
As a veteran UEFN developer, and I guess the king of rabbit holes, as Chris put it, I'm really excited by the news, right? And really excited that it's going to bring more CCU back to Fortnite, and just appreciative of Epic for putting up this fight. I mean, they've forgone tens, if not hundreds of millions in revenue on iOS and Android over the past couple of years on a fight over principle, basically. Not a lot of businesses take that sort of stand. Obviously, they benefit from it, but it's in their long-term interest. But really, this was a principled fight. They didn't have to do it. They didn't have to fight this hard. And thank you for bringing more users back to Fortnite.
The only two things I'll add in terms of my frustrations when I was still working on mobile games. One, whenever we would talk to the editors of the Apple Store people behind the scenes, I felt like they didn't have a good grasp of the differentiation between games. And there was a ton of pushback and kind of this almost authority acting as if they would say, you're copying this game, even though the games are fundamentally different designs. So it was this lack of understanding, then you wouldn't get featuring. Now, granted, I don't know about anyone else. I mean, chime in when we launch this episode, but the featuring used to be something that we all wanted. We'd get great users, well, at least better users than we were getting now, but featuring now means nothing. We would be like, oh, featuring? It might as well have like just give me some randoms. Give me some randoms. Like we actually saw no major uplift from it. Now, great. If you saw uplift, more power to you. Glad for you. But the games I worked on, we did not.
Yeah. You just saw noise in the data.
Noise.
Like, what the fuck happened? Why am I all the KPIs down? Like, what the hell is going on? Is the game broken?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's featuring.
Apple's App Store is broken, right? Fucking the bullshit. The IGN guys came in there with all that nonsense.
But they hired that new head of App Store. You remember? It was like 3 years ago or something. What happened since then?
I don't know. They don't know how to run
Vanished.
retail. They don't know how to do online retail, I guess. I mean, I don't know how hard it is to hire people this is not rocket science, but whatever. Anyway, moving on. Hopefully they'll figure shit out. We'll see what Apple's response is. I'm really excited to see what the next stage is going to be.